Recognized as one of Singapore's promising SME 500 companies in 2014, Jankosoft is a creative digital agency specializing in web and mobile applications. Incorporated in 2011, Jankosoft provides clients from startups, SMEs, MNCs and government institutions with integrated software solutions and other services such as web design, content management system and e-commerce solutions.
My name is Vignesh Varadarajan, and I was born in Singapore, and my whole growing up was in the kampung, which is like in Sembawang, and it was with my mom's parents, and that house was like near to the beach and stuff like that. So it was this whole community of Indians, Malays, and all that kind of stuff. Something cool then was that my grandfather's house was like the party house, like everybody started coming over, so we get to see a lot of friends and from all walks of life. So we were exposed to all kind of cultures as well, and at that time there was a lot of businesses that were running also in that small alley kind of a thing. So talking about like selling kuehs to food to like even your marketing stuff and stuff. So at that juncture I wasn't really interested in all of that, but what was pretty interesting to me was because my mom was working as a nurse and my dad was actually an electrician at that point in time. So they didn't really have much time right at the beginning, so it was basically just my grandparents. And soon after that my dad actually started running his own shop. He took over from his dad, and that's when I actually started figuring out like this is kind of cool because he has more time for me now, and he was making much more than the rest of my friends' parents. So this was the good time. So at that point in time I actually thought to myself that I think this is what I actually want, whereby there's a lot of freedom where you can choose to do what you want to do at what time you want to do. At the same time there are struggles, but it is struggles that you actually have to handle instead of waiting for other third parties. And I kind of liked it, and I think that's what spurred me, and probably he was my inspiration to go forward to starting a business. So growing up, I was always never alone, so I was pretty much the youngest guy. So there was aunts and my brother and cousins and stuff like that. So it was really fun growing up. And then soon after, as we started shifting out, we actually went to another place in Ang Mo Kio, and that was cool. So we actually started being with just the brothers, the cousins and stuff like that. We actually had some travels. We actually went down to Genting, we went to Australia. Yeah, things were fun. I would say I had a very happy childhood. One thing notably was I wasn't the kind of guy who was like who liked to go outside. I'm always the indoor kind of person, so I was always stuck to my computer games. So at 4 years old I started my first DOS game, which was like Pit Stop. That was the beginning of me getting onto the computer. And I think that spurred things on because I got more and more interested on the computer. From the time I was 4, when I touched the computer, I know that this is exactly what I wanted to do. And there's something about it that I love, which is actually the power to create. The whole cool thing about you being able to create something from nothing, that actually excites me from like bottom out. So even whether is it creation of a company or creation of a product or a web service, it's just very beautiful. So I actually picked that course, and I actually started multimedia software engineering. And at Poly, at 18 years old, that's when I actually started my first company. It's Jankosoft Productions. So during school I actually started this company. With the knowledge that I actually learned from the courses as well as home taught, I actually dared to actually start. I think one big boost was my parents, because they gave me whatever that I need to actually get started. So I said, I think I need a computer to get started, and they said, okay, let's just buy you one. I think at that point in time, a lot of parents didn't really do that for a lot of things, and I think I'm blessed in that sense. And they gave me all the encouragements. So for myself, a lot of people around at that point in time, they were telling me that, you know, business are for big people, business are for people who have a lot of cash, you need a lot of things before you even start, you don't even know how to go and register your firm. So for me, it was like, I just go get it done, and then after that worry about whatever consequences. If I mess it up after that, so be it, but let's just go and get it done. So that's what I actually go by. And then after registering, I actually thought, so what next? And then I started, okay lah, let's just do our own website first. So we did our own site, and then I actually pulled in a couple of my friends, and they were interested in the whole idea that, you know, let's just start this company. So at the beginning, we didn't exactly know which direction we were going. So we were thinking, okay, what's popular right now? So we were like, okay, websites, then there was events, then there was like sound and light and all that kind of stuff. So we thought, okay, let's just do everything. Let's just see what makes it. So web actually picked up. We actually, in fact, for some notable clients like Youth Swimming Council, the Singapore Recreation and Youth Council, that one, and the Singapore Swimming Club, we actually did their website at that point in time. We also did for a company called X Systems. They were kind of big then. So we were making some money, like 2,000, 4,000, nothing very big, but it was decent for at that point in time while studying. So it was pretty cool. So for Jankosoft, when I actually started, a big challenge was that I don't have any customers, I don't have any staff, I don't have anybody. So it's just an idea that I'm going to restart the whole thing. So what I actually thought of was it's going to be too difficult for me to actually start hiring a couple of programmers, engineers, and then you know, feed them, and then while this whole thing is happening, I go start doing marketing and stuff like that. It's going to be just too costly. So what I actually thought of was, let's just do it a bit more differently. Let's just get the customers first, promise them a bit of a timeline, and that timeline will give me enough time to try and find somebody that can do that job. So in the beginning, it was still trial and error. So I actually tried that, and then it actually worked. In fact, what I did was I actually proposed maybe about 80 days in order to get something small to be done. So the initial trusting point is by what you deliver, you see. So what I did was I actually try out this outsource firm. If they delivered, fine. If they didn't deliver, I'll go and activate somebody who is already here in Singapore. I'll pay them extra and, you know, probably get the whole project done. So that becomes my premium for not hiring my local staff. But things turned out well. One more thing that actually happened was, because at our site, we need to actually display portfolio. We didn't have any. So what happened was, I actually decided, let's just do a couple of sites on our own, whether with name, without name, I mean, just for example's sake, but just do really nice designed sites. So at that point in time, user experience design was still pretty not very popular. So I actually tapped on that to actually start anchoring my whole sales pitch around that. So we actually pitched that we actually study user experience based on who your target audience are, what your objective of your customers, and then based on those two details, we will actually start preparing the design. And then we will actually tell you exactly why this works, and we give you examples of sites that actually work. So with that, we actually start delivering the sites to our customers. And for our customers, we actually also let them know that the thing is, there's a lot of customers who have a lot of ideas about their site. We take all of those ideas, put it onto a piece of paper, and we then segmentize exactly what is necessary, what isn't, and what works in the current industry. So we make sites that actually work for our customers, not just because they just want it and then we just deliver. That was, I think, a big USP at our end. We were strongly very adamant over the fact that we didn't really want to go with what the customers exactly want, not in terms of challenging them, but in terms of helping them, reach the objective. For Jankosoft, when I actually started in 2013, I had no one, just myself. And then till today, right now, we employ a team of 30 in Chennai, and in Singapore, we have a team of 3 for doing customer liaison and stuff like that. In 2014, we actually won the Promising SME 500, and I actually am very proud to be part of this entire journey that we actually grew to this size right now. And it just started from an idea that I want to start a IT company to where it is now. I think it is something that's the whole power of creation. For you to create something just basically based on an idea, I think that's really beautiful, and I'm really proud of that. So for Jankosoft, we are actually transforming this company into a software company, software-based company. So we want to actually build quality software to actually impact the life of millions. So where we are heading in the next 10 years is to actually go into the whole software market where we actually create innovative products that's going to impact the lives of millions. If you choose to believe that you can do something, don't listen to anybody else, just listen to yourself. I think the listening to yourself is a big portion that a lot of people fail to realize. A lot of people go out for answers. As soon as you start trusting this one voice within, it's not a secondary voice, it's just your own voice. If you feel in your gut, let's just do it, just go and do it without even thinking twice. If it happens bad, fantastic. If it happens good, fantastic. Just go ahead. But once you stop thinking and then you start asking for people, that's when you're going to go get everything wrong. When we are born, we are here with this one try at it, and this one try is as Vigneshwara Rajan. And if I don't explore every possible aspect of my life, then when I exit, I cannot be sitting now wondering, I didn't try this, I didn't try that. So that's something that I live by. One life, live it. Live at all, just explore every corner of your life. You might just have this one thing that you haven't done or want to do which you are just keeping it. You don't have forever, just go and do it.